So I just want to briefly say, I know there's a lot of people that probably are scared when they see what's going on in the world and they see the truth that they might have been blinded to, and they want to trust God, but there's fear controlling people. I experienced it plenty, back in 2014, 15, and that's when I started digging more deeply into God's Word. I was already in it, but that's the thing is that we don't really read it properly enough to the, you know, it's almost like you have to experience pain to a certain degree to get serious with God. Yeah, he that has suffered in the flesh has ceased from sin. But I just want to say to any of you people that are, you want to trust God, but you're scared. Satan just he looks for the smell of fear on people. If he can smell fear on you, you can have fear though and deal with it and walk in faith. Okay. As you're driving the enemy out of your land little by little, it says in Exodus or Genesis or somewhere in the first 5 books. Little by little, I'll drive the enemy out before you until you possess the land, meaning your temple, your body, right, your house. Okay, but they creep in. The water's crept into my soul, and they don't go out instantly. He says, little by little, I'll drive them out. I won't drive them all out all at once, lest the land become desolate and they increase against you. So little by little, you build yourself back up. But I just want to give you guys this one tip. It's in 31 or 32 of Isaiah. All you got to do is believe this. You might feel fear. Prayer is very important. But trust, one of the first things where I remembered where I was, learning how to trust God, as it says in 31 or 2 Isaiah, as birds flying, so the Lord of hosts will defend Jerusalem, like passing over, he's going to preserve it. And that's the thing, is that if you can simply trust that as a start, to know, just believe it. We might have fear, but you can believe that God will protect you as birds flying. And as long as you can just be still and trust, you're good. Yeah, because Satan's a little bitch. They're all a bunch of little thorns that exploited our lack of awareness. And, when you're constantly being bombarded with energy around you, you don't know what's going on about the spiritual warfare. It's easy to get fearful. Yeah, over time, right, when you're still doing sins and stuff, and you shouldn't, but you're being pushed, like, wind in the sail of a boat. It's over. It's over for all these people. They're done. Their kingdom's over with. Okay, but it's good. They want you to be fearful, but trust that. And if you can just pray and be still, they can't do nothing to you, dude. That's what I'm saying. God's army is going to be on the land as birds flying. Okay, protecting His city, His people, Jerusalem. Okay. So that's angels do that for us right now. Okay, but in this switchover, it's the same thing. If you know how to pray and just believe that one little point as a start, you'll be okay. So that's just one little point of advice. And all these people, guilty people, are getting destroyed. Okay, if you can trust God, pray, you'll be all right. They're not going to be able to. It's the people that are fearful, and that's what it says in Psalm 23rd Psalm. Though I walk in the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for thou art with me. Okay. When you're fearful is when you get in trouble, right? But you can have fear, and then if you could start with that one point, that's a good start. And then go read more. They're holding all of us captive. I can feel negative energy around me. It's this sword that keeps God's people out of the garden that He placed in Eden. Okay, it's the flaming sword. I don't know if it's seraphim or cherubim. Cherubim, I think. Okay, they're fallen angels. Okay, the sword constantly passing through our land. Well, when God seals this up, right? Leviticus 26, 3 through 13, the sword shall no more go through your land. Yeah, He's going to rid these evil beasts out of our land now and make His people lie down in safety. Okay, so that we should not be their bondmen. Yeah, He's about to plead His people's cause, and the wicked are getting destroyed. They're getting cut off from our energy. They're not going to be able to operate as they have anymore. Because we're going to give everybody the truth, and I've provided it. And they would shut us down. Yeah, the robbery's over. Your whole guilty community is getting paid back now. Babylon and all you secret societies, they're getting slaughtered out of the earth. And it's going to be a war, and they're going to use the AI system, and they're going to be hoping that people don't have faith, that don't pray. Yeah, they don't want you to pray. So that's one point where I started, and I know it'll help you if you want to walk in faith but you feel scared. Pray to Jesus, talk to him, ask him for your protection, and trust that he'll protect you as birds flying. And if the enemy senses that you trust God, they can't really fuck with you. No. You have to be doing some gross sins, stepping out of your out of line, breaking God's laws to get in serious spiritual trouble. Satan's really a weak fart in the wind pussy, okay? That now that people are awakening, they're scared. These people are scared. You guarantee they're scared. Okay, the truth can't be hidden anymore. They operated for decades, down throughout time, but definitely decades, because people didn't read their Bible. The book was sealed, as Isaiah 29 says, to even the understanding where even a learned person, so-called ministers, wouldn't understand it, because we had to go through a great deal of crushing to get the meat into a season. The human mind can't even focus like that when there's spiritual warfare, and you've been mind controlled to believe things like the earth spins and evolution is real. No, it's over. The light's about to shine on earth. Satan's kingdom's over. Yeah, and it's a righteous thing. The wicked would be destroyed for how they cheated and robbed people. So, anyways, as birds flying, God will protect you. Trust Him and pray. Fear no evil. Okay, it's okay if you feel fear. Okay, they have no power anymore. Yeah, Pharaoh, king of Egypt, is but a noise. He has passed the time appointed. Yeah, and I'm going to punish them and the whole multitude of Egypt and their gods. The end of Isaiah 46 says, yeah, they're about to flood our country. Read chapter 46 of, not Isaiah, Jeremiah. Yeah, they're going to come in with an army. Their voice thereof shall go like a serpent and cut down her forests, because they are more than the grasshoppers. God's army, 288,000, I believe. His couples, the gates to the earth. They shall cut down her forest, because they are more than the grasshoppers, and are innumerable, cannot be counted. Yeah, so it's going to be a real scary time, but that's what I'm saying is that, there's a force. Pray and trust God. Don't let your fear control you. It's time for judgment upon these people, so I don't see this going another 2 weeks. Something has to happen. The calendar might have been off, as far as that guy's prediction goes. We're at the time, you guys. So, anyways, I'm going to turn this off. I didn't want to make this that long, but yeah. Isaiah 31 or 32. Okay, God's going to protect His people like birds flying. Yeah, with overflowing scourges after the sixth seal falls. These people are going to be scared to even come out in public after God executes the judgment upon them. Okay, the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. It says in Isaiah, yeah, God's going to terrorize these people now for how they terrorize His people by their idols. So God bless you guys.